Um, a slightly more technical question. Mariana, did you know, were you a dancer before? And let us know a little bit about the work that you all did to, with the choreographers and to create this wonderful street theater.
No soy bailarina profesional, siempre me ha gustado mucho bailar, pero más de manera recreacional. Y bueno, José Luis Vidal es un coreógrafo chileno muy connotado y él tenía esta pieza que se llama El Rito de Primavera y en lo personal me la tuve que aprender junto a un elenco, un cuerpo de bailarines gigantesco y muy generoso. Y después vino en paralelo también el trabajo de la danza, el baile más urbano, callejero, ahí aprender coreografías, esquemas de reggaetón, que eso se me dio un poquito más fácil porque bailo reggaetón hace un tiempo, ¿no? Y eso, el proceso de la película en general, la creación también fue un poquito de afuera hacia adentro, yo diría, con el corte de pelo, ¿no es cierto? El teñido, el aprendizaje de las coreografías, el vestuario maravilloso de Muriel Parra, y ahí fuimos descubriendo lo que vino después, la interioridad del personaje, cómo se relaciona con los demás personajes.
Sí, es una pregunta para el director, para Pablo Larraín, que ha dicho antes que ha aprendido mucho sobre esta nueva generación haciendo la película y bueno, se ha referido un poco al tema del baile, pero quería saber si podía profundizar un poco más en esto sobre qué tenemos que descubrir en esta nueva generación y también sobre el tema de la adopción, si hay algún motivo en particular por el que decidió centrarse en este tema.
¿Dónde está? Que no la veo.
Aquí.
Ah, ahí está. Ya. Bueno, sí, hay cosas que son muy interesantes. Creo que es una generación que tiene internalizada cosas que son tal vez a esta altura de sentido común, pero es una generación que es muy respetuosa hacia los otros. Es una generación que tiene una conciencia, por ejemplo, del cambio climático muy poderosa. Es una generación, al menos en Chile, que tiene una relación con el consumismo mucho más baja, gente que vive con menos cosas, que necesita menos cosas. Y es una generación en donde la amistad tiene mucha importancia. Son personas que tienen grupos a los cuales pertenecen y que protegen mucho esos grupos, incluso en algunos casos antes que sus propias parejas. Y eso me parece muy interesante. Y fue muy interesante para mí aproximarme a eso. Con respecto al caso de la adopción, no es algo cercano a mí, en mi vida personal, pero sí es algo que me ha llamado mucho la atención siempre. Conozco padres que tienen hijos adoptados y me parece que adoptar un niño es posiblemente uno de los actos más generosos que puede hacer un ser vivo. Y me parece que hay mucha belleza en eso. Y cuando me di cuenta que en Chile, no sé la realidad de otros países, me imagino que existe, pero que en Chile habían adopciones que son conocidas como adopciones fallidas, había una oportunidad de poder integrar eso al relato y de articular el problema como un asunto dramático. Y de hecho, nosotros filmamos, no sé si se acuerdan, filmamos lo que pasa antes de la película y luego en el montaje lo sacamos para que la película partiera lo más tarde posible y partiera con el problema ya absorbido por los personajes. Esa crisis que tienen los personajes ya la tienen internalizada. Entonces, también no solamente era interesante el tema de la adopción, sino que era interesante cómo los padres viven esa experiencia fallida y cómo específicamente en el caso de Emma ella intenta de reivindicarlo. Esa mecánica me pareció interesante y me pareció que obviamente con todos los otros elementos que hay se podía articular una pieza que tuviese fuerza y que tuviese mucho misterio, porque yo creo que es esencial. Aquí estos dos maravillosos actores comparten muchas cosas, pero esencialmente una que es muy importante, que es el misterio. Son personas que dentro de cámara, al ser encuadrados, tú puedes leer un futuro incómodo en sus ojos y eso es muy importante para el cine y específicamente para esta película.
We have time for one more, and it's here. Qua seconda fila.
Buongiorno, complimenti per il film. Volevo fare una domanda al regista. Il film precedente è una produzione hollywoodiana e non è stato solo il regista cileno che dopo il grande successo dei suoi film fatti in patria si è andato a Hollywood, quindi volevo chiedergli come vive, dato che sappiamo che a breve ritornerà, il fatto di diventare così famoso e così importante da andare a Hollywood, lo vive come una possibilità di portare storie cilene internazionali, di acquisire più potere, di scendere a compromessi per arrivare a più persone. Come vive questa dicotomia di fare film cileni e film hollywoodiani? Grazie.
I'll do it very quickly. I think we should try to talk about Emma and not about myself. I'll just say that that I feel very lucky to be able to work in different places. I will only work under specific conditions. We had the chance, I called my brother and said, Juan, why don't we make a movie here about this? I met Mariana, we called Gael, third time. We worked together. It's amazing. We had the same crew. We went to Valparaiso and shot the movie. I don't know what to tell you. It's the luxury of being able to actually make a movie. It doesn't matter where, when, and how big is it, how small is it. It's just a pleasure of this work. I think I have the best job in the planet. I'm very lucky.
And I think, Gael, you might want to add something to this, and about you're going back the third time, the luxury of being able to work, on bigger commercial thing, but also to go back and have 3 films with Pablo and Juan, and what it means for you to be able to move in between all those 2 worlds. Yeah.
It feels so nice. I mean, it's such a pleasure. It is like I was talking about that in the morning, like thinking, actually, we've spent more time in a film set than outside the film set together. So in a way, we know each other much more in the film set. So it is part of like it is part of the day-to-day of our kind of way of making films, of engaging into films, and definitely, I mean, the first time I can say, I mean, from the beginning, so I saw, and I was witnessed and also was invited to a very wonderful group of people that was organized through Pablo and through Juan de Dios. It was an amazing group of people that were very solid, and they had worked together before, and I was invited to come in and play with them. And then the second time I felt that I was in charge of incorporating and letting people, the new people, letting them know that everything was going to be okay, that this is the best group that you can be in, that this is really nice, no? And then the third time, it was like I was also like it was like we're back here again. Let's do a scene, an action, and it was like there was a little moment of thinking, wow, man, like I don't even know what film this is yet. One doesn't know. I mean, like, no, we're finding it. We're finding it. I don't even know what film this is, but in a way, like, I understand the fact, the dynamic, the great dynamic that Pablo creates in the set. That is, let's just try it out and let's see if it works. You know, it's like with an old camera. Let's take the photo and let's see. Later, we will see how it looks. You know, so let's try out things. I love working like that. I love working like that. I wish it happened like that a lot of the time, and I learn a lot from him. Now that I've been directing also, like I really, like, there were moments where I would think, like, what would Pablo do in this moment? What would he say in this moment? So I would do the opposite.
Obviously. Something that is interesting is that we had a structure, and we didn't show the script to the actors. So we were giving the scenes the day before. So it was a process that it was difficult for them. Well, they can talk about it, but what I like about it is that you don't have, when an actor knows everything, sometimes the behavior is like very specific because they know where they're going and what's going to happen, and like none of us know exactly what's going to happen in 15 minutes. That's how life it is, and there's like an unpredictability on that. And so having the actors not really knowing where they were going, it made the performance very interesting, in my opinion. But at the same time, create a lot of crisis on the set sometimes, because I was like, why don't you do this, Gael? And she's like, why? Well, because it's better, but why? You know, and so it was this sort of mental thing, and then with Mariana, it was also always the same, but at the same time, I think Mariana was like just creating a crisis with her behavior as a character that it was so beautiful to manage for me all the time. And I believe this is what we do. We create crises, and those crises create accidents, and those accidents, they usually end up in the movie.
And I'm afraid this is all we have time for. I want to thank our guests for being here and for the film.
Sono qua, Sì, partiamo dalla fine.